All right. Welcome back to Realm of the Mad God. Today we are going to be starting a shiny only sorcerer PPE or an SPE. For those of you who don't know, what that means is we're basically doing an untiered only, but obviously we can only use shiny variants of items. These things are a lot of fun. They're kind of difficult near the beginning of the game. I don't know. I think they're a lot more interesting than UPEs. And normally when I do these sorts of things, I record the first like 3 episodes, and then if I'm still ticking from there, I continue to upload the rest of the series. To quote Now Red, I decided to just go for it. So we'll just kind of see where this takes us. I have about 2 hours before I have a meeting about a brain stimulation device, so I figured let's play Realm of the Mad God because those two are equivalent. Syndicate Sorcerer we're rocking, turning the upgrades off, just, whatever. Yeah, very excited for this. The new season started today, like literally right now. It's the first morning of it. Let's look. 10 def, or 10 speed, 5 def, MP healing. Okay, increase. Oh, okay, healing is decreased. Hits have 100% chance to apply quiet. Oh shit. Wow. That sucks. I guess that kind of makes sense with the increase. Healing is going to matter quite a lot later when we start doing ACOGs. Dance of Fire and Ice. Okay. Why is every single book these days called a blank of blank and blank? A lack of plot and motivation. I don't know. Yeah, okay. Anyways, so we'll start off. Pirate caves, normally the way to go. Sorcerer. Been a while since I've done a wand class for one of these things. I don't actually know if I haven't ever fully committed to doing a wand class on one of these things, like to the point where I get off the floor. Okay. Um, so let's think. So Pirate Caves, we want a Corsair ring. What do we want from there? Sprite Worlds, and then once we have, and then oh wait, Honey Scepter has one then, and then I'm pretty sure our best possible choice from there is just a linear path through Manors. We could also do Magic Woods. The robe and ring both have shinies, and that honestly wouldn't be too bad either. But I think our goal is kind of just for now full Manor set and Honey Scepter. From there, once we're full build, we'll probably look into. Oh yeah, this quiet's gonna be an issue. Let's think. What would we want to do after that? Reefs. We could go to the coral reefs and then go find reefs from there. We could do labs, but guildmate over here, friend Mudkip, strongly advised me. Okay, well, we're spoon fed. Strongly advised against doing the lab grind, and I'm inclined to agree. Similar thing, snake pits, we could go for shiny bulwark, but in my experience, snake pits don't drop shit anymore. Let's go immediately start rolling this. Ha ha ha, never mind me when I lie. Obviously, we don't have anything in here. We do, however, have some of the login rewards. I did claim some of them. I definitely should have sat and wait. I think I missed a few days in here. Yeah. The backpacks, that's fine. We do have 5,000 gold. I do want to throw that out. In the past, what I've done is, that's loot drop and a backpack. Maybe we'll buy loot drop, but I'm going to hard stuck no on spending the money on a backpack. I've recently done what I've worked for it, and because I get, for those of you who don't know, because I'm a content creator with Deca, partnered, whatever, they give me a whole bunch of free gold. You know, every like once a month I get like 5k gold in my pocket, and it did kind of take some of the satisfaction out of working for these sorts of things. My real mindset, especially now that I've been doing UPEs, has been, yeah, I want to work for this, or SPEs rather, and why not continue that to the rest of the game? And that sounds it sounds like kind of a pointless thing. Yeah, whatever. I mean, backpacks are really useful, but when you've had access to them without having to even lift a finger, it makes not having the extra inventory space really. Is this the right plains biome? Yes, it is. It makes not having them and then needing to subsequently work for it a much more gratifying process. So I really enjoyed that side of the grind with this. Other than that, what's been going on with me? Let's think. How long has it been since we've all sat down and you guys have listened to me talk before you go to bed or while you're eating? 47 damage from these guys is ludicrous, by the way. Interview for a PhD program in about a month from now. If he shot right there, I'm pretty sure I would have died, which would have been unfortunate. Yeah, I interview for a doctoral degree at the college I go to with the lab I work with. So I feel pretty confident about getting in. Who knows? Your least favorite realm YouTuber may be getting a doctoral degree in psychology, which is insane to think about, especially for how long I've been doing this. Anyways, if we don't do this right, these little guys are going to swarm us and kill us. Ink. Okay. I'm not going to bother to pick that up. I'm not going to bother to kill these guys. It's been a very long time since I've played Sorcerer. Oh, low-key, we could go for... Yeah, we could go for Forbidden Jungle Robe. The mana that it gives is actually going to be either quite useful because we're quieted all the time, so we want extra mana, or not useful at all because we have so much MP regen. For those of you who don't know, quiet was changed. That's why this isn't so crippling, and that's why it's 100% on hit. Quiet now works like mana sickness. So instead of just losing all your mana, as you've been kind of seeing, we just don't regenerate it anymore. Okay, what other... Let me think. My first thought, obviously, is immediately the end game. What do we want to look forward to here? ACOGs are the largest one. Hello? Can you imagine if that DC'd me? ACOGs are the largest one because we get Rust Scepter, we get Laser Pointer, and we get... what is it called out of it? Overclocking Amulet. ACOG sounds scary with 25% reduced healing on top of the dungeon's already reduced healing. Everything is going to be healing us, from pets to, healing pots are going to be knocking us down. Like, we're probably only going to heal, 30 or something? Which is a problem. Hey, cool. That is not a unique. I'm pretty sure I've had every single shiny from this dungeon. Parasites we could do as well. The really big thing I like to look for with classes these days is stat modding. I really like to spec into stat modding now. I mean, unless I'm playing something like a melee or whatever, in which case, it matters less. But actually, I think if I did a Magic Woods right now, I would die. Okay, they did discover the plains here. Yeah, so with that in mind, we really want to spec heavy into Wiz. I want to say that... Does Nadaria Rod scale with Wiz? For some reason, I feel like it's something else. I think the majority of Scepters do. I think Fulmy does not. Not Fulmy. I know, obviously, Devastation still specs into attack. If we go the Devastation route, we would obviously need something that would supplement that. And I don't feel very confident in my success with getting O3 shinies. I don't typically get them. I've only just recently gotten a few of them. But it took, the better part of a complete calendar year, or longer, however long it's been, that they've been out for me to start getting them. So that is something to look forward to. Overall, very excited for this. And the nice thing about this, which may not be nice depending on... I forgot they reworked Necromancer. Cool. That may have been an interesting thing to do as well. But I really wanted to do Sorcerer because... I also only have a whopping, 6 Exalts on Sorcerer? Yeah, 6. So I want to get that up. I think we can completely, as long as we don't die, we can completely finish ACOGs, or I guess our Vit Exalt, without really lifting a finger. Because if we get lucky with it, and by lucky I mean we consistently roll the 50-50 chance for a 3rd Exalt, it's not going to take much time. The ACOGs give a base 2 Exalts and then a 50% chance, or no, 66% chance, sorry, for a 3rd. So that would be a very nice thing to do. If we get Nadaria Rod, we can start soloing cults, which I think would be an interesting episode. Overall, very excited for the prospects of this run. It's looking like it's going to be a lot of fun. Let me think. What else? Yeah, I don't know. I think for now we have a general idea of a bunch of stuff that we could go for. And they all benefit us exalt wise. I don't really want to go for ice citadels for that robe. I feel like there's way too many items in that pool, and it just feels quite bloated. And the robe is solid, but it's not great. So with that in mind, yeah, I'll sit down, plug away at some hives. Yeah, again, I have about 2 hours before this meeting. So let's see if this ends up being a whole. If I end up spending the whole episode 1 in 2 hours, that'd be the longest episode 1 I've ever had for one of these series. I think typically, yeah, I just kind of sit here and do what I'm doing now, constantly talk, and then hits 20 minutes of uninterrupted me, and you guys get sick of it, and the episode ends. So maybe we won't do that this time. Maybe we'll go for a little bit more of an ambitious style. That wand from there does not have a shiny, I don't think. I have a pretty solid idea of what does and doesn't have a shiny. We could do plague nests, but I feel like that's not nearly as useful because they'd have to do the tea room for it. So that's something we could think about because I'd really like a flamethrower that doesn't have a shiny. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Oh, nice. Okay, that was really fast. Holy shit. Maybe we are spoon fed. I'm gonna regret that hard when we stop getting good things. This is, I'm pretty sure, a pretty big downgrade. But the thing is how much dust do we have? 41. It does not reduce its damage. Garlic. Yeah, the ball sack pet. Gotta encourage more people to get it. Yeah, it doesn't reduce damage for subsequent targets. Okay, so I guess now we can go continue to do Forbidden Jungles. Sprite Wand. Hate the shiny, really hate it. Not the look of it, less so, but I'm in the wrong biome. More the shots. I'll show you guys when we get it here in anywhere between a couple minutes to 45 years. Really impressed we got both of these shinies quite fast. That's unusual. The last time I ran Sorcerer, it probably took me like 20 to 30 of these things to get this. And thank God it's not horrifically difficult to find like how a lot of these dungeons used to be. That's the nice thing about Forbidden Jungles as well. They now drop from these little black bats. So these are a lot faster to find. So staff class SPEs are, and UPEs by extension, really easy to get off the ground, which is why I was considering doing Mystic, especially because the Magic Wood set has the entire set has a shiny now. But ultimately, yeah, Sorcerer for a combination of exalts, and this is a long-standing wound for me, is that I think the last time I uploaded a Sorcerer PPE was like probably about 6 or 7 years ago. 6, 7. And I've never really been able to get one off the floor. And that one was pretty bad too. It was like Fallen Fulmy, or like Fallen Parasite Scepter, Soulless, and like some sort of ring. I don't know. Yeah, it was a pretty bad character, and at the time I was like, dude, this is so sick, because it's when I was kind of starting to get good at PPEs. Yeah, so I need to right that wrong. Do I think we're going to do this in one try? No. No, I don't. I suck at the game. Which is why for ACOGs, I may be quite a bit cautious with doing them. Normally, I would just throw myself into it, pretty much now-ish, maybe once we max our stats. I probably will. I don't know. You guys know me well at this point. I'm going to say something on episode 1, and then by episode 3, the game plan's going to be completely different. So, but let's focus on the immediate. Let's focus us on long terms right now. Let's get us off the floor. Let's get us a full set of equipment. If we get the full Manor set, that does give us quite a lot of health to work with. So let's go for that. On top of that, we want more green dust, just so that we can start rolling our equipment mods. I really prefer to do that early. I go for a mix of defensive, offensive, and then try to get loot boost. Obviously, having a quality 3 helps with that quite a bit. I really like for my rings, I prefer for them to be a bit more on the defensive side of things. And if we can scrounge together a loot boost mod, that would be fine. I don't think I'm going to go for lucky streak, but, you know, maybe we'll just do some shit with that. Okay, now that we're about to hit level 20, assuming there's anything to kill, what are Sorcerer's rolls to max? I actually don't know. 25, 24... 15, 14. Okay. Stats are consistent now. There's no variability in your stats. Which I actually really don't like. I liked how sometimes, like, gone are the days when you could be playing Sorcerer and be like fucking 30 dex to max. That was insane. Knight speed rolls were biblical as well. And I kind of miss that. I think it added a little bit of intrigue, you know, to your gameplay. But, oh well. This guy feminism. I want to say I've been seeing this guy in game for like the better part of like 5 years. I like seeing that. I like we could kill these little trees, by the way, and the actual enemies to get the wand. Sure. Maybe when we're a little bit stronger. I guess there's not really. Never mind. There's not really much stronger because this is something I want to go to before we do Manors. Not looking forward to if we have to solo Manors, by the way. That will suck. Curious if there are any events. I really at some point should check out the new Necromancer. Maybe I'll do that next. We'll see. Tarot cards are going to be useful. Again, rolling stuff. We could theoretically go for Soul's Guidance into Deliverance. That, to me, personally feels extremely out of the way because not only do we need Soul's Guidance, but we also need, obviously, the upgrade, the Vial. Soul's Guidance may be something I go for if there's a SEM party. It's not something I'm going to go for, like, by myself. There are quite a few of those items. I am willing to do Reefs by myself. It's been a long time since I've done Reefs, and that first phase is quite tough. Why are these things still in the game? The Legion shits? Why? Is that actually permanent? Because some of them are a little more strong than they should be. Have not read the patch notes for the update, by the way. So maybe something's changed. I'll go look. Okay, what are we working with? What is today? The 13th? Yeah. Spec Pen event. Okay, the Jotun. Oh. Okay. I guess there's going to be an Ice Citadel event somewhere. No, there's not. What the fuck are these? Okay. Yeah, definitely should go look. Yeah, all of these ones are over. They would have ended this morning. Interesting. Jotun. Yeah, I guess we could go take a look towards the blog. Another thing also, I am gonna go buy this. Wow, okay, sure, fuck it. I guess I'm not really using gold for anything else. This is kind of useful. Again, we won't use the backpack. I will use the loot boost just because, you know, whatever. I don't think there's anything huge that we can get for this. The dust chests are actually quite nice considering we're rolling things. Event keys could be fine. The premium gold cards, they're kind of okay. If I'm going to go for an awakening on anything, I'd prefer to go for it naturally through whatever they're called. Oh, bye. I'd prefer to go through it through attunements, whatever the things are called. I think my Wi-Fi just cut out. Okay, nothing really changed. They fixed some healing stuff in the Moonlight and Shatters. That's it. Okay, some new ST sets, sure. You know, okay, cool. Doesn't matter to us. At what point am I going to do an ST only PPE? That sounds horrible. Like, legitimately actually horrible. Especially for some class. No, yeah. Well, Mystic, maybe? You would just kind of go from fucking Abysses to O3s and then the video's over. That sounds horrible. I think there is a way you can disable the 16 by 16 skins for STs. That would make dodging easier. But I don't know. Hey, okay. Maybe by the end of this, we'll just have a full quality 2 set of these things. Okay, is it worth it to go for the ring if we get the robe first? No, definitely not. Okay. I'm trying to remember stat-wise what the robe gives. They did rework the 3-dimension, I believe, so maybe that would be something we could just look at. You know, it doesn't give us anything. No, it doesn't. No, none of them would have shinies anyways, even if it did give us something. So, cool. They are doing... There's a SEMS party. and Magic Woods and Manor. Nope. Okay, that's not up. We could go do early cemeteries. I think the big thing with that is just that maxes our stats, which I'd like to do kind of early. We don't have to linear path for things by any stretch of the imagination. Just this early on, unless a party comes up like this. Hey, he's live streaming on Twitch right now. I'm pretty sure I saw that. Um, that's cool. Yeah, we could. Yeah, I mean, there's no need to go linear here. Do I think we're gonna get anything from the early ones? No. We could bring that one loot boost we got from the calendar to this. Would be a little overkill, but I mean, where else are we gonna use it? Not in the early game, certainly. Not until like ACOGs. So I'm willing to do that. Let's go grab it. Okay, they definitely got to make it so that the Necromancer enemies aren't visible. I know that they did this. They had to do the same with Summoner. A lot of people in here, by the way. Um, we might as well pop Loot Boost at boss number 1 here just for a chance at the... Holy shit. Let's do it now before we forget. Yeah, I don't know. They had to do that for the Summoner, so maybe that'll just appear at some point. Yeah, really, we're just here for stat max. But yeah, holy shit. How many Necromancers do we have? 9. Okay. Dude, you just... just a fucking pile. Yeah, O3 is going to be impossible. Thank God Patience Silence is... I didn't know that they I did know that they reworked Priest. Also, gotta say, I feel like from the times I have grinded Sems on SPEs, not liking our odds of getting anything. We're really just here for stat maxes. Should not be running around willy-nilly. This will kill us. Jesus. Oh my god. Does Espen's skull have one? I saw that it didn't have a charge bar. I don't know. Maybe it's just tiered skulls? Yeah, I feel like if I did Necromancer, like if I wanted to see it, I'd probably do tiered. But tiered PPEs are so easy nowadays. They used to be kind of difficult. You had to actually work for it. Jesus. Ow. Not really anymore. You don't really have to work for it. Yeah, you saw our our health potions are healing us for 75. Yeah, and Cog Bolt, that'll be like 30. Yeah, I don't know. It's too easy. Tiered items are too easy to come across now. That sucks. That's okay. I'm gonna wait in Nexus. Just, you know, why burn through loot boost? Unless we wanted to spend the downtime looking for some of our items. Maybe. How much screen dust do we have? 185. I think you need like 130 to roll something. We could kind of start rolling our ring here. Let's look. Okay. Well, didn't really get anything out of that. Life bonus is fine. 40 health. Okay, maybe we couldn't have used the card. That would have been 130, I think. That's okay. We got a lot of time. I really like Exalted Kensei skin. I really like this skin. I like Sorcerer too. I don't think we're gonna fully exalt Sorcerer. I suck at this game. Ah, whatever. That's fine. Yeah, not feeling too confident in our ability to get this shiny. I don't think I've actually ever had it. I mean, I never really put the most amount of work into grinding for it, but I did. Wow. Okay. What is that? Food. Okay. Was that a dust dropper? Did I see that right? Let's go look. Yes. Okay, that would actually be quite useful. I think these things should give you, or not these. I guess the vault ones should give you a seasonal vault. And well, we might as well use this too. Now we can roll more, a lot more. Well, now that we have that, please Wheel of Fortune. No, is this Dex? Speed. Yeah, it's not worth it. Shaitan's Might. Okay. Well, that was easy. Went from 2 to 3. Dust loot bonus we may take. Wow, okay. Let's do that. Let's do that. 320. Nope, we can't do that. What is this? Honestly, loot drop by 1% is worth rolling. Cool. Okay, that's nice. Well, I think we DC'd. Let's just do that. I could wait it out if we account and use Sarah. It's a 10-minute, which would give me time to go eat. That sucks. That's really annoying. Okay, doing shit like this is what makes these kind of sucky. Oh, there's someone else in here. Not exactly participating. Um, but yeah, doing shit like this, having the solo bosses like this, takes fucking forever. It's half the fun, obviously, and you know, it's basically gonna be the entire character. Um, but there's kind of a line where I'm like, I should go back for this specific item, you know, until later. Like Nidaria Rod, I'm debating on. Because what other scepters would we get in the meantime? Again, unless there's a lab party, I'm not going out of my way for that. Um, they could put up Reeves or whatever. Yeah, but Parasites I'm more likely to solo just because they reduce the length to the boss like quite considerably a little while back. So I'm much more willing to do that. I feel like whites in this dungeon are relatively common. One speed to max. That's actually really nice. You know what? I remember being like 12, 13, whatever, maybe even younger, and when they gave you the treasure map, maybe 10. And the like for hitting level 20 a ninja, and I went to go do one of these things, and I had to fucking Nexus because the dungeon was too hard. Oh, how times have changed. Cool. Overwhelming strikes is crazy. Okay, we can throw all this shit out. We don't need it. Yeah, okay. Now here's my thing. I don't remember, and maybe I just flat out don't know at all. Oh, yeah, wait, Priest is damaged now with the tome. I totally forgot about that. I don't know if the Manor whites are more or less common now that they're whites. I would gather less common. Yeah, huh. I don't think I've done a wand class since they changed this. I mean, I think I did maybe, yeah, like a small, like a small shiny only run. Watch this. That would have been insane. Um, how good is this thing? Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Did not expect that. Actually, wait, yeah. What is this thing like? Okay. Is that still like shots pass through obstacles? Wait, that's fat. Especially because we're probably going to be using that thing for like the next 2 decades. Cool. Yeah, I mean, assuming we get it. Yeah, I don't mind the look of the Manor shinies. Low-key, the one I kind of want more than anything else is the robe. Just defensively, that would be nice. Though I'm not really too enthused about using Sprite Wand forever, so maybe that's a lie. What other robes do we go for after Chasuble? I'm drawing a blank besides the O3 ones. Again, lab robe's probably not going to happen. So maybe it's just Chasuble into, like, Diplo. I don't know. Gotta say, thank God they reworked this fight. I can't imagine how ass this would be on old Manor. Actually, no, I can. I used to do pre-CPs. This boss fight alone probably took, like, 4 minutes. I don't wish that fate on anybody. I was about to say, can't believe this guy out DPS's me. Yes, I can. He's actually got a weapon. Yeah, definitely, yeah, going for no upgrades does make the early game harder. There's quite a considerable difference between tier 4 and tier 0. Okay, forgot that was a white. No idea why. Maybe this will give us a forbidden jungle key. Yeah, I don't know. Weird. Okay, when are they gonna give this fucker a shiny? Okay, let's see if he just pops a key. No, okay. Best part about for me starting a new series is always like halfway through episode 1 where I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna do the thumbnails? Obviously, I've built, you know, a pretty consistent, you know, format and template to my thumbnails. I try to make them all I like the way that I make my thumbnails look, but I try to make them all slightly different from each other. The color of the text I like to change. I've really liked going with orange for a lot of them. I feel like it's too difficult to see darker colors like blue or purple as much as I would like to use them, especially because a lot of the game is typically like darker colors on the floor. Okay, we could have done a fucking mean divine only at this point. Yeah, I don't know, but we'll see. It's always kind of a let's look. What the fuck is this? Who is this guy? I have no idea who you are, bro. Fucking Realm of the Mad God Milio. Speaking of which, let's change our Let's change our dyes. I really like, my favorite dye color is that's not what I'm looking for. Is where is it? Slate blue. This is the one, if you guys are on um if you're on web version of YouTube, you can probably see it in the corner. The little mischievous imps there, the wizard. Actually, wait, hang on. Am I looking for the right one? I'm pretty sure that is. I think it just looks. Oh, you know what? It looks darker because the sun's out. Yeah, slate blue is solid, but I always typically go with the dark slate blue. Yeah, that's my little wizard guy. I know my channel icon. Is this the right one? Am I stupid? Am I looking about this the right way? I'm pretty sure I have a wizard with it on. No, I don't. Yeah, anyways, um, that's my guy. Yeah, I need to change my profile picture. It's the Exalted Paladin from when I did that, but I need to change it to the wizard because that's my little guy. Yeah. Okay, well, it seems like I'm infinite loading again. Honestly, look, I've got about 40 minutes until my meeting. I want to go eat. I feel kind of fine ending this episode here. How long have we been recording for? I think like, yeah, about an hour. I feel really good about this. We could logically just wait. Actually, this would be a really good time to demonstrate this. No, it'll take too long. But if something like this happens, don't close your game down. If you infinite load like this, don't do it. Sit here and wait. Eventually in the background, it'll say loading is taking longer than usual. From there, you just wait 1 or 2 more minutes, and it'll let you back in. You won't 10 minute. Most it'll take like 2 or 3 minutes. If you leave the game, you're either gonna count and use or you're gonna 10 minute. Wait these things out. So earlier when I closed the game because yeah, there we go. Loading the vault was taking longer than usual. Yeah, and from here if we click on it, it'll probably DC us again. But if we wait 1 or 2 more minutes, eventually we just hit OK, and it'll let us back in. You can sit here and spam it or just wait. But yeah, pretty solid first episode. I switched over to the other the slate blue, the proper one, just to I'm pretty sure it's that one. I don't know. Maybe I'm just colorblind. Never asked me to buy people nails, apparently, is the lesson here. Apparently, I can't tell the difference. Yeah, I feel really good about this. Next episode, we're just going to go full steam ahead. Ideally, by the end of next episode, which honestly, I'll probably just end up doing later today when I get home from work. Maybe I will just organically record the first 3 episodes before, anything else happens, before I upload the first one. But, yeah, hoping full steam ahead. By the end, a goal. Here's a goal. By the end of next episode, I want at least one shiny Manor UT. That would be sick. There you go. See, that only took like 2 minutes or so. Yeah, feeling pretty good about where we're at now. We can throw this out. I'll keep this as a lucky item. We can throw these out. I don't need them, obviously. But yeah, pretty solid start. Basically 1-8. We should probably 6-8 next episode as well. Maybe we won't do Video Wiz. But yeah, feel really good about this. Excited to be back in the game. Thank you guys so much for coming. And I will see you all